Paper was like gold in medieval times.
Oh, not tobacco. Sugar.
That everything we thought we knew about the world might turn out to be completely wrong.
Tonight on the House of Tiny Tearaways.
Good girl, cheers!
I just want everybody to come in here except from her.
I mean, she was breastfeeding my child. I hadn't signed anything. It was my baby.
3 days gone, 3 days to go. And whilst this week's 3 families have started to make progress, time is beginning to run out for Tanya. 3 desperate families, each overwhelmed by parenting problems that have turned their children into tearaways. They're going to be living here for just 6 days in the hope that they can turn their lives around forever. The person they're looking to for the answers is clinical psychologist Dr. Tanya Byron.
Working with 3 families in such an intense environment is unlike anything I've ever done professionally before, and it is a huge challenge. I'm working with the parents, I'm working with their children, and I'm building a community. It's a tough job to do in a very, very short space of time.
And for the families selected to be part of this unique programme, this is make or break. This is the House of Tiny Tearaways. It's the beginning of the 4th day in the House of Tiny Tearaways, and while some of the house are still in bed, 4.5-year-old Emma Fallon's got an important question for Tyler Scott.
Do you like Sophie? Yeah. Do you like her more than me? Yeah? Maybe.
Oh.
He might like Sophie more than me.
Why might that be? Why might he like Sophie more than you?
Because she might be more cute than me. Now it's time for big. I'm not sitting next to nobody.
Do you want me to come and sit next to you?
Start off first. No, I want Tyler to come sit next to me.
Come and sit next to Emma?
No.
I think Emma likes you.
Ow. As a princess.
I think you've got a little fan there.
Yeah.
After sleeping late, Erin is finally up and being fed a bottle by Mum Bridget.
I don't know what Tanya's going to say. I don't know if I was allowed to do this or not, but...
At home, 3-year-old Erin Scott refused to eat anything except baby formula porridge with fruit puree and only ever drank from a bottle. Yesterday, Tanya suggested that Mum Bridget should try giving Erin a beaker to see if she was ready to progress from her usual bottle. Finally, by copying the other children around the table, Erin made the breakthrough that Bridget was waiting for.
Very good, Erin.
But with just 3 days to go, how far will Tanya be able to push for further progress?
Good girl.
When Erin Scott arrived in the house, she always had to eat exactly the same food, using the same utensils, same bowl, same spoon. We're halfway in. Might you say that's it for the bottle?
We're going to have a chat. Erin has woken up hungry and thirsty, and it would have been such an ideal opportunity for Bridget to try a beaker. Even if it wasn't taken, it would have been useful to see that, but the bottle went straight in.
Yesterday, things really started to progress, didn't they?
A lot. Last night, we had a different porridge oats used, so different taste. Same fruit puree, that was the only thing that remained constant, but different bowl, different spoon, and no bottle. She only was allowed to drink from a beaker, which she did. And the interesting thing for me is that Bridget was so anxious about getting rid of the bottle, so anxious about changing the routines, and yet she did. and it was absolutely fine.
What have you got planned for Bridget then this morning?
I see such emotion etched on Bridget's face when she's managing Erin and feeding, a huge amount of emotion, but I suspect she is a woman who feels that the expression of emotion is to fail because she's so in control and so capable. When Bridget was a teenager, she gave up a little girl for adoption, and I'm curious about that, and I'm curious about the facts of the story, because the emotional content that she's holding around Erin's feeding for me belongs to other spaces and other places and other chapters of her life. So if I can, and very gently, I want to see if I can help her talk some of those issues through and think about how they may be linked to Erin's feeding problems.
Having already fed Erin a bottle of milk, Mum Bridget now decides to give her a beaker in the hope that she'll repeat her success from last night.
She's asking me for milk again, and I know that she wants her bottle with milk in it, and I want Tanya to tell me what to do.
You want this lot to have beakers? Do you want to have a beaker thing? We can do beakers if you want.
Would you?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Would you girls and boys, do you remember yesterday how we helped Erin to drink out of a beaker? And we all did it together, didn't we?
There we go.
Kira, do you want to do it?
One for Sophie. Erin, can you drink like Sophie? Tip it up like that. Can you do that? Well done, Sophie. Can Erin do it? Oh, yeah, well done, Erin.
Mums Paula McLeod and Sue Fallon are outside with their children.
Well, in a minute. Would you like to go on the tractor then? You'd like to drive it? OK. Kira?
No, because I was on it first.
No, Emma's going on it now, Kira. Kira, you get one chance. If you don't come off this and let Emma go on it, you're going inside.
I've only just got on it. Listen to me.
No, I'm not going to listen to I am not going to listen to you while you're shouting at me.
Fine, then I won't let it go on.
Right, in we go. You've had your chance, in we go. Well, you'll go. If you don't go in now, you're going straight to your bedroom.
Let me go. I want to go in. I want to walk.
Walk then.
6-year-old Kira McLeod was making single mum Paula's life a misery, with her violent tantrums, demanding behaviour and cruel comments.
Stupid bloody mum.
Paula is learning to get tough with her daughter, and yesterday learned to time out Kira with Tanya's help. But there's still a long way to go, and Tanya is hoping that Paula will be able to manage Kira's difficult behaviour on her own.
I like it when you
Because she was on the seesaw.
Would you like... Thanks. Did you just bite me then?
No.
You are not going anywhere, Kira.
No.
Should we go and talk about it?
No.
Right, straight to that room.
Sorry. No.
Kira?
No.
I put you in this room because you hit Mummy.
No. I said sorry. Sorry, Mummy. No. Let me out. My God. No!
recommends that children are timed out for 1 minute per year of their life, so 6-year-old Kira is given 6 minutes to calm down.
I want you to calm down. Kira, do you understand the reason why you're in this room? Kira?
Yes.
Why is that?
I didn't hear you.
You pinched me, you scratched me. Have you got something to say to me?
Yes, but if I say no, you will leave me
I will.
here even I haven't done anything.
You haven't done anything. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
That's a big girl. Would you like to sit on the sofa and talk about it, Kira? Let me just speak to Kira a minute. Right, are we sitting calm? You were in your room because you pinched and scratched me. Now, you've said sorry. Are we going to kiss and make up?
Oh, Daddy here as well.
You are such a big girl. Saying sorry to Mummy, do you know that? It takes a very brave girl to do that. And I think we deserve a cuddle and a kiss. What do you think? Yeah? Come on then.
I don't like Anna looking at
Come
me
here.
when I'm crying and I'm being naughty and I don't like everybody else looking at me.
Do you want to go and play nicely with them?
No one. Stay with you. I can't read.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tyler, there you go.
Paula McLeod came in here. You said that she felt incredibly down. Just watching her this morning, she seems to have got a spark. She's smiling. She seems more in control. Is that because of Kira's massive tantrum yesterday and the way it resolved itself?
I think it's been steady progress, and I think this is a very good example with Paula, Kira and with Aaron of where simple behaviour changes can make a huge amount of internal emotional change. What I love about the kind of work we do in the house is actually some very simple changes in her behaviour have affected huge changes in her daughter's behaviour, improved the quality of their relationship, the bond that they have, and then you can see how at core she is now beginning to feel better about herself.
Kira's tantrum just now was quite mighty. Were you quite impressed by Paula, as I was, that she was very calm and she just kept on coming back with, can I give you a cuddle?
I was really impressed with Paula. I think to do that kind of intervention with a child, any child, but particularly a child who tantrums as vigorously as Kira does, is a really tough thing to do for any parent, and particularly for Paula, who came in only 3 days ago telling me that she was completely low, completely exhausted and couldn't cope anymore. I think she's finding more and more strength within herself, and she proved that there. I really do think she did.
Tyra and Kira have formed a club and are making tickets for members. Emma wants her sister Sophie to join as well as her.
Emma, do you want to come into our club? No. We're wanting your name. I'll try Emma. I need 2 tickets. 2? Just 2. Actually, I need 1. No way! I'm having 1. But Emma, if you're coming to our club, we've got food in our club and we're able to play. Okay then, all right then. I'll try. I'm having that one. Aaron's. Okay. Anyway, no, can you come into our club after? Go and get that ticket off her, because that's for us. But I just want children in my club.
And who's that then?
That's my baby sister, because I love her.
Yeah, but she's always in your club anyway, isn't she? If you want, you and her are always together, aren't you? That's great.
No.
But
Sophie, I just only want 1 people in my club because they're all being nasty.
oh, who's this? Hello,
We
hello,
need
hello,
that
hello.
ticket actually.
Pardon?
We actually need that ticket.
Why?
Because it's for Aaron to come to ours as well. Because
I think we need to sort this club thing out. I think we have to have no club or 1 club for everybody. We cannot have all these different clubs and different things going on.
I just want everybody to come in here except from her.
No, it doesn't work like that, Emma.
Because she's been nasty to me.
Well, what are you doing to her?
Nothing.
There's a two-way thing going on here.
I was shouting to her.
Well, that's not very nice, is it?
And she was hitting me.
So what about we say, OK, so we've both done something, perhaps, have we?
And
so what if we both say sorry? OK, but what if we both say sorry?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, we're having a little
Yes, I've been watching. Come on, let's all go and sit on the sofa. Right, let's all go down.
Come on, Kiri, get Sophie to
No, because I did that and she's got to
Come on, good morning. Another happy morning in the House of Tiny Tearaways. Good morning. I'm going to get her a drink. Okay. Good girl, Erin. Good girl. What's going on here then? I think we need to try and sort this out. Who wants to tell me what's going on? Nobody?
Do you want to tell Tanya, Emma, what's going on? Kira, why don't you tell Tanya, because you're older. You'll be able to tell Tanya better, probably, won't you?
I'm not cross with anybody, I just want to know, really. Is it to do with this? What is this? Who made this? You made it. And it says Aaron, and it's got a sticker on. And what did you make it for, darling?
A club.
A club. And what club is this? Who belongs to the club?
Me and Tyler.
You and Tyler. Right. So you and Tyler have a club. How do you think it feels if you and Tyler have a club and there are other children in the house who don't belong to the club? Do you think they might feel... What do you think they might feel?
Sad.
Sad?
Really bored.
So do you think that Emma feels sad that she's not part of your club?
She is part of my club. I put her in, but she doesn't want to.
Right.
Because she was being nasty to me and she was being pussy to me.
Right, okay.
Okay.
I just think this is the sort of stuff that happens in playgrounds and in social groups, and it's all very normal.
Yep.
But I think we probably just want to keep an eye on it because obviously it causes problems where there don't need to be any problems. First one who walks to the middle of the room and says, "I'm sorry."
Gets loads of stickers. Come on. Because you want stickers, don't you?
Sorry, Kira.
Oh, good
girl, Emma.
Sorry, Emma.
Fantastic. Well done.
Well done.
10 minutes, okay.
With
that's
apologies
fine.
out of the way,
Okay, well, I'm
Tanya
going
tells the
out
fans
and,
about the next
get
stage of
sorted
Emma's
with some other
treatment.
things. Just to say that you're all going out today. Right. You're going to a centre which is involved with dog obedience and dog agility.
Wow.
I am really pushing it on.
Yeah,
But
that's quite a leap, but no.
So you're going to go and see some doggies today? Bless her.
Do you know I'm stroke a dog?
You're going to stoat a dod?
Yeah.
Are you going to stoat a dod? Are you? Excellent. Excellent. Are you going to stroke a dog?
And it's the first time.
Emma Fallon is going to do what?
Stroke a dog.
For the very
First time.
ever in her whole
Wide world.
wide world.
4.5-year-old Emma's intense fear of animals was preventing the Fallon family from enjoying the country life they loved. With the help of Tanya and some furry friends, Emma is becoming more comfortable around animals, but her parents are desperate to see more progress as the end of the week approaches.
You're braver than Daddy.
Do you know, these dogs are the loveliest dogs in the world. And they do all sorts of fun things, so it's going to be a lovely, lovely day out. And the key words from your point of view would be, what are we thinking about? What are we looking at?
I was thinking about, like, well, we're going to get on with it and reassure them that there's nothing to be scared of because they're all well-trained, well-behaved dogs. And we're going to have a good time, me and Sue. And they need to join in. They've got to join in with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You lead, they follow. And I think that you could possibly kind of crank up the assertiveness a bit.
Yeah.
So I'd say, you know, strong, clear voices, this is fine, less of the kind of protective body language, and just have a really lovely day. You've got a special car out there to take you to go, and what are we going to do today? What are you going to do, Soph?
Stroke the doggy.
Stroke the doggy. And what are you going to do?
Stroke the doggy.
Excellent. I look forward to hearing all about it. Have a lovely time.
Bye.
How do you think they're going to cope? Because Mum doesn't like dogs either.
I think that it's a big test, because to go from a few sweet little farmyard animals in a few pens in the safety of this garden to dogs outside in the world, even though these are specially trained dogs, they are still dogs. And as Emma herself said this morning, I've never stroked a dog before. I think it really is a huge jump up the mountain. But for me, it is, as I always do with these outings, it's a test, not really of Emma and whether she manages it, but definitely of Mike and Sue to see how assertive they can be. And the big challenge I set up for them was, she has to be anxious in front of a dog, she has to stay there, and she has to recognise that her anxiety goes down.
How important is it that this phobia is treated?
It does have an impact on the quality of their life. And although it may not seem as enormous emotionally as some of the other problems we've got in the house or we've had in the house, I think it is a huge issue for the family and for this little girl. And I think it also kind of, if you allow a child to have a phobia and the phobia develops because you just think, oh, well, it's not such a big deal, we'll just avoid whatever it is the child is afraid of. I think fundamentally it gives the child a message that they can be anxious and avoid things in life, and that's okay. And I think that's a very dangerous message to give children, because life is a series of challenges and children should have the confidence to feel that they can stand at the bottom of the mountain, look at the peak and have some self-belief that they can make it to the top.
Oh, do you want to go and swing, Erin? Well done.
You're a clever girl.
Good girl.
Where's Erin?
While Erin and Tyler are looked after by the other parents, Bridget Scott joins Tanya for her morning consultation. Tanya wants to discuss the daughter Bridget gave up for adoption when she was a teenager,
this morning,
and how this has influenced the way she parents Erin.
Because when I watched you this morning with the bottle, I looked at the way you laid her back on the cushion and you put the bottle in her mouth and you sort of, you're looking at her, and I just think about how maternal it is and how intimate it is, and how beautiful it is,
and how baby it is.
And how baby it is. And I wonder how far developmentally you're denying her opportunities because you're keeping her stuck as your little baby that you can suckle. How can we get past this enough? How can I help you? What can I do to help you with this? Because I know you know.
I don't think there's anything. I don't think I'll ever get...
Tell me.
I don't know. I don't think I'll ever get past her having downs. I think it'll always be an issue for me.
Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? Surely it is an issue, because it is who she is.
Yeah.
But it's what kind of issue it is.
Exactly. It'll always make me sad. I'll never celebrate the fact that she has downs.
I understand that. But I think
I
think she would do better if you allowed her to be even more independent, which would mean you stopping feeding her and stopping giving her a bottle.
I know, that's why we're here. I do know that in my head.
But I think symbolically, the feeding her and the giving her a bottle keeps her small, which is safe, gives you that very intimate attachment with her, which feels nurturing.
Yeah.
And stops you keying into that guilt that you could do anything to upset her because you feel you've upset her so much already by making her who she is.
Bless her.
How far do you think this has a link into the fact that you had, as a teenager, a perfectly chromosomally fine daughter who you gave up for adoption?
Who I was made to give up for adoption, just to make a fine point.
You were made to?
Yeah.
How old were you?
19.
And from what point in the pregnancy did you know that you were going to have to give her up?
I think I went to the adoption agency when I was 7 months pregnant. My dad took me.
And you'd argued with them before that?
We never discussed it. There was certainly no discussion along the lines of how could we make this work. So.
And what happened then when she was born?
I can't remember what the timings were because of, all the sort of drugs and, pain and that sort of thing. But there was a time during the course of that day where I went and got her and had her with me in my room.
With anybody knowing? You went and got her yourself?
Yeah.
Just you decided, I've got to see my baby?
Yeah. So I went and got her.
It's very sad.
Yeah. And this is to be really soppy, really pathetic. But I was holding her, and on the hospital radio there was the Michael Bolton song. Michael Bolton, can you believe it? And it was How Am I Supposed to Live Without You?
Oh, sweetheart.
And I can't hear it now.
No. Oh, sweetheart.
Then I took her back and I went to sleep. And when I woke up, my dad's best friend had come to visit me. And he'd gone to peep in, because he'd known me since I was a little girl. And he said, oh, well, she's been there and she's breastfeeding her. I thought, couldn't I have been asked?
So it was straight over, taken over, breastfeeding straight away?
Yeah, she'd gone on some tablets to produce
that's right.
milk.
That's right. Yeah.
Nobody even asked me, she was breastfeeding my child. I hadn't signed anything. It was my baby, officially still, let alone, biologically. You don't just pick up someone else's child and start feeding them.
You don't.
And I was like, oh, and you just kind of get swept along in it because all the adults in your life are telling you that that's, the way it ought to be. Even the ones in uniforms, telling you that. It was unbelievable how I was totally forced out. It's unbelievable now as a sort of adult to look back at it and just how how it was totally swept away from me. It's amazing, really.
And then you have another daughter.
Yeah.
13 years later, 12, 13 years later.
Yeah.
How can we get past some of the emotional content?
The funny thing is, you say, how can we get past it? And my initial reaction is,
I have.
Just forget about it.
You can't forget about it.
No, I know, but that's how I deal with emotion normally. Box, in, shut,
Yeah, but there are some emotions that probably can be boxed off, but I think what you've just described to me is so intensely emotional.
Yeah. I'm not one for having a big hug and a cry.
But that's what you need.
I know. And
you see, this is why I'm in such conflict with you professionally, because I think we have to find a way for you to own the change emotionally, and that means allowing yourself to just have the courage just to go a little bit further with her.
Yeah.
Because I think she's ready, and I think she'll do it, but I think you're stopping her for all the reasons we've said here.
And you're saying about owning the change emotionally. See, my plan of attack was to own it unemotionally, but that's because that's how I think. Because I reacted to Erin on such an emotional level this morning, but if I could turn them off, you see, then I could give her the beaker. Do you see what I mean? That
I understand that.
If I could stop feeling like that, then I could do this. If that makes any sense.
I think the only way you're going to do it is to feel like that.
Yes, because to ask me to turn off my emotions about Erin is, wind don't blow, kind of thing. I won't be able to do that.
But why should she? She's your child.
No, I know. I don't mean emotionally for everything, but just when it comes to the feeding. If she is looking a little bit, going, milk, mummy, then I could just go, nope. I do need to not go, get my baby, and stick a big bottle in their mouth.
I think it is very linked into everything, and I'm not surprised that it's so hard for you to shift gears.
Yeah. It's a big thing to give up, baby.
It's a big thing to give up a baby. You gave away one. I don't think you want to give up another.
No, because she will be the end.
She's the last one.
Yeah.
Following her consultation with Tanya, Bridget is putting 3-year-old Erin to bed for a nap.
Is that better?
I saw the consultation that you had with Bridget Scott. That was a very emotional conversation.
It's interesting with Bridget because actually she knows it. I think she's just walled it all off so effectively that it's very difficult for her to make the link between those experiences and Erin's feeding in any other way apart from intellectually.
That's a funny face.
I think the story about her having to say goodbye to her first daughter, the daughter she had in teenage, when the adoptive mother was breastfeeding that child, that for me was unbelievably sad to sit with her and hear her talk about that. And of course, in my mind, there are so many links there with feeding a daughter, letting a daughter down. You just feel absolutely heartbroken for Bridget, who has done so incredibly well as a single mum, but who is just, I think, holding it all together. And I'm concerned, really, that she needs a lot of TLC and a lot of looking after, and I feel I need to give her a lot of that before she leaves.
What other plans, then, do you have for them regarding today? Is it just support and looking after her?
And more exercises around chewing and sucking and licking and blowing and biting. More work with the beaker. Just very, very, very slow progress. I think the progress can only be slow with Erin because I think anything too big, like let's just chuck the bottle out now, will completely freak Bridget out. It'll take her out of her comfort zone and then we'll just go back to square one. So I think it's really, really, really very, very slow progress.
You're okay.
Tanya has sent the Fallon family to a dog training centre. 4.5-year-old Emma Fallon is afraid of dogs, but Tanya's hoping that hopefully today she'll stroke one of them. Mum Sue and Dad Mike must be more assertive and show Emma that there's no danger. At the beginning of the week, Tanya taught Emma a breathing technique to use when near animals. A traffic light symbolises how anxious she feels. If she's at red, Emma controls her breathing and pretends to blow out candles to get her down to amber or green. Here we go. Today they must put this system into practice away from the house.
We've got an action-packed session for all of you to take part in.
To ease Emma in, the first of the Fallons meet is Tess, who's very placid and friendly. Emma must hold her lead and walk her.
How are you feeling now? What colour are you up to at the minute? What colour are you on?
Emma's anxiety is high as she refuses to stroke Tess or even hold her lead.
Oh, well, I'll do it.
Mummy, you do it then.
I'm going to do it then.
We're going to all skip behind Tessie.
Can someone hold this for me? I can't hold it all. Thank you, Emma. Good girl.
Okay, right, ready?
Ready?
Off we go.
Skip, skip, pity skip. Skip,
Look, even the dog's skipping. Get it to stop. Right, get yourself.
Tessie, sit down.
Oh, look at that! Well done.
Why don't you straighten the end of her tail?
6.
I did it!
Oh, brilliant!
With the arrival of the second dog, Bethan, Emma is full of confidence and wastes no time in leading her around the field, brushing her hair and stroking her back.
Wow.
I disclosed just now.
You didn't.
At the back.
You didn't.
I did.
Again, I don't think we saw it.
Third dog, Flora, is much more of a challenge. She's smaller, quicker and less predictable than the other two dogs, the type of animal behaviour that Emma
The
fears.
next test, I think, is Mum and Dad sort of doing some dog agility, really, and the girls kind of cheering us on and watching us really have some fun.
You clever girl! You clever girl. Well done. Good girl.
We just let her go.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh! Emma. What did that make you feel?
Red.
Has anything actually happened? You haven't been hurt? Do you know what Flora wanted? She knew you were the special person holding on to all of those sausages that she wanted. She thought, oh, yummy, yummy, I can get another sausage here.
You hold it.
Yes? So, can we blow some candles and get to orange at least? Can we go? Ready? Good girl. What colour are we at now, do you think? 1. Is that amber. We've got another code going here. That's amber. Good, OK.
With Emma's anxiety more under control, Dad Mike steps up for some agility work with Flora. Amazingly, assisted by Emma.
Through, Flora, through. Come on then, what do you have to shout? Over. Well done, fantastic.
How do you feel?
Yay!
Walk on, walk on, walk on, walk on. Walk down. Good girl. Brilliant, Emma, well done you. That was fantastic. Emma and Sophie have actually joined us. We thought they'd just be watching us doing the dog agility, and actually they've ended up leading the dogs, which has been absolutely, exceeded our expectations for today.
It's lunchtime, and to help Erin explore new foods, Tanya has brought in a selection of different crunchy foods for Erin to explore.
Shall I just give you a little bit of a science moment here?
Yes.
Toddlers can develop neophobic behaviour, and what that means is that they become afraid of something that they've never known before, or something that appears new.
Okay.
And studies of children who are neophobic around food, in other words, they've had such a restricted diet that they suddenly find other new foods overwhelming, is that they just need to be presented it like up to 15 or 20 times, good girl, before they'll even do what she's just done. Okay. So this is very much just presenting things for her to look at without actually expecting anything more than what she's doing. So this is just much more about presentation and her understanding things and exploring, if she can, than actual eating.
It's having the knowledge that you have of knowing that one day she would do it, because
she will do it.
A lay person would say, "Well, I've tried it 5 or 6 times now."
Exactly. Studies are like up to 20 times before they'll even tolerate it on the plate.
I'm sure there's a world record that Erin could break.
She is looking, and she's not distressed, and she's exploring, and she's putting it in her mouth.
The fact is that she's not distressed, because normally she does this.
Yes, absolutely. So enjoy.
Thank you.
See you later.
Yum yum. Yum yum. Watch this, Erin.
I'm not ready for that.
Don't copy me, children. Watch this, Erin. Hey, Baba Wormy.
No, Mummy.
Ooh, look at that Wormy.
Erin, do you want that voice paper? Mummy, it's not paper.
I know it's not. It's my tissue.
Red, the red one.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Can you bite that?
No.
No, I don't think so. What's these for then?
No. Is that the first one what she's had?
No, what she does is she sucks them and then puts them back in the bowl.
No.
Bon appetit, everybody.
It's the halfway point, and although much progress has been made, there is still work to be done before this week's families resolve their parenting problems. Single mum Paula McLeod was fighting a losing battle with her 6-year-old daughter Kira. Tanya has taught Paula techniques to tackle Kira's aggressive outbursts, and Paula is starting to regain control and build a bond with her daughter. Mike and Sue Fallon are seeking Tanya's help in overcoming their 4.5-year-old daughter Emma's intense fear of animals. They're anxious to put an end to her phobia before it transfers to younger sister Sophie. Single mum Bridget Scott was still struggling to come to terms with 3-year-old daughter Erin's Down syndrome, but her real worry was her daughter's severely restricted diet of baby porridge with fruit puree. Progress has been made, with Erin starting to bite properly for the first time and using a beaker as well as her bottle.
Good.
But maintaining these advances has been difficult, causing Tanya to seriously consider the next step forward. Still to come.
So tomorrow we're going to start cracking parenting in public.
I am dreading that, actually.
It's late afternoon and the Fallons have returned from their day trip to the dog training and agility centre.
Dogs. So, tell me what you did with the dogs then.
I held the lead and it was the first time.
You held a lead?
Yes.
You held a dog on a lead?
Yes.
And then what did you do?
I walked and it walked with me.
The dog walked with you? Do we like dogs now or don't we like dogs?
No.
We don't like dogs?
No.
Has she done better than you thought?
Yeah, way and above.
Really?
I mean, we thought she would stroke a dog. I did think she would do that, but I thought it would be later on. It was within about 2 minutes she did it.
Signs of anxiety anywhere?
Yeah, there was 1 or 2 incidents when one of the little dogs, we'd done some agility, and then I let the dog go, which is what I mean, you know, she said to do it. And Emma was holding the treats, the dog treats. Of course, the dog went straight for Emma. So Emma did her usual kind of like and all this.
Yeah.
But I stood back. I stayed away from it for a little while, you know.
Yeah.
And the woman got the dog back on the lead, and then I went up to Emma and we did about the colours, and she felt red, but then we came through that. And within about 2 minutes, she was sat on the lady's knee with the dog next to her, ready to do the next part of agility.
So what's still to work on, do you think?
I think when animals are loose around her and running around, I think that was still an anxious moment for Emma.
Right.
Especially a puppy. So I think that may be worth working on.
Okay,
element
sort of movement.
She did, you know, anxiety levels went up.
Yeah.
And someone took the puppy away.
Right.
So they dropped. I mean there were still some cats around, which was good.
I can still see us walking along our canal at home.
Yeah.
And I can still see that she's going to see a dog walking towards us, and it's going to get this anxious. That's going to trigger it. I still feel we're going to have that.
Right.
But then, I think we have learnt how to handle it better. And not go, ooh, darling, it's fine, stand back.
But maybe dogs and movement is where we need to go next.
Yeah, I think
okay.
The McLeod family are playing together in their bedroom.
Right, listen.
Yes.
I love you. You. Should we show Aaron how we do it, Kate? No. You go in that corner because you bit Mummy.
Why?
That's very naughty. You stay here now.
Where did you bite? Where did you bite? Yeah.
You stay there till Mummy comes. Ooh.
What?
Oh gosh, I'm bleeding.
There we go.
Oh, thank you. Is that magic water? Thank you, honey. Ow.
Hey.
Oh, can you just put it on for me, please? Yeah.
Sorry, Mummy.
Right. Do you know it's naughty to bite?
Yes.
You seen what you've done to Mummy?
Yes.
That's naughty, isn't it? Right. Ooh.
He's playing with his taps again.
I think I know what he's doing. Just watch.
Ow.
What's that for, Aaron? For my sore?
Yes.
Magic water?
Yes.
Thank you very much. It's so kind of you. Thank you.
And I did some for you.
Thank you very much. But we won't do it again, will we?
No.
No. Thank you.
So far this week, Erin Scott has drunk from a beaker, bitten into crisps and tried a new brand of porridge, all
I'm
for
saying
the
the
first
S word
time.
with
But
trepidation.
despite these successes, today has seen a halt in her progress, with Erin refusing food and mainly drinking from a bottle again. Bridget hopes the other families in the house can help her to encourage Erin to get her progress back on track.
And then back up. Yeah. Did it all on her own big stomach. I might be the first one to finish.
Should we do our beaker session? What about if we did cheers? Do you know how to do that?
I know.
Cheers.
You do cheers, you too.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And then down the hatch.
Cheers. We used to say cheers, big ears, didn't we? Cheers, ears.
Aaron, do it.
Cheers, ears.
Cheers. Can you do it?
Cheers.
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 I can't read.
Down the hatch.
Mummy, can I just get...
Cheers,
Cheers.
Off the
Cheers.
Cheers, ears. And Sophie do cheers.
Mikey boy.
I do it with this one. I do it with this one. Cheers. Cheers.
I say
You let you used to go at his ears. If I said cheers.
What did I say?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good girl. Cheers.
Cheers. Good girl, Erin.
Yay.
Well done, Aaron.
Good girl.
It's early evening and Mike Fallon is looking after Kira and Aaron McLeod.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a nice kiss.
Now we're starting.
Their mum Paula
clean,
has
but this
joined
is
Tanya
actually
for her daily
very genuine,
consultation.
guys. You are like a different woman to the woman that walked in on Sunday.
I am.
That's what I see. Is that what you feel?
I feel so different. I feel that I can actually cope with situations now. And I haven't broke down crying in front of the children, which is a first for me.
Brilliant.
So yeah, I feel so much stronger. I feel so positive.
What about the fact that you felt you didn't have a relationship with her?
I feel like I've got a relationship with her now, definitely.
How would you describe it?
Mother-daughter relationship, friends, loving, affection, hugs and kisses. And she's actually asking for loves and kisses, which she's never done to me before.
And why do you think that was?
Because I'm actually giving her the positive attention she needs. And saying how much I love her, and which I haven't really done with Kira.
And is she the enemy?
No, definitely not. She's my best friend and my daughter. I'm so proud of her.
Now, we've had 2 major tantrums from her in the house. One was yesterday when we were working together.
That's right.
And that lasted for just over an hour. And then there was one today when you were completely on your own. Do you know how long that lasted for?
No. It seemed like forever.
20 minutes.
20 minutes, so that's a lot less than yesterday.
Yeah, it's a third of the time.
That's really good.
And you didn't have me in your ear going, do this, do that, and do the other.
No, I was thinking, oh, am I doing this right? But
well, clearly you were, because the intensity was less, but also the length of time was less. Now, there's also been the comments like, I don't love you, I love Daddy, I want my Daddy, Daddy should be here. And in the past, that's the stuff that would have been a knife through your heart.
It would have been.
And we had some of that today as well.
Did.
And how did you respond to it today?
I just ignored it. I feel like she says it now and it just goes over my head. I don't even think about it because, you know, it's made me aware that she is a 6-year-old child, and what she says she doesn't mean, because straight after the tantrum she's fine. I love you, Mummy, and everything. I used to take it too personally before, but now it just goes over my head.
Right, now what I want to do is to give you this. This is a little diary for you, and what I'd like to encourage you to do is just to keep writing down all the different skills that you're using and the techniques and what you've learned.
Right.
Because when you go home back to your environment, the chances are the behaviour will deteriorate again. It always does, because she's away from this magical place and she's back at home and it's normal, boring life, and it's the environment where it always occurred. And you may, because obviously you came in and feeling so kind of emotionally weak, you may shake a little bit and feel a little bit unconfident. So what I want is for you to have this as something that you can just read back to yourself and think, yes, I did do that. I can do that.
Yes.
I know it works. Just in terms of the fact that we've got 2 days left, so there's a lot of time still, are there any things that you are concerned about that you would like some more thought with me about? Anything you want a particular focus on?
It's funny you ask that, because I had a situation on the train on the way here where she was pulling my hair and smacking me across the face in front of people on the train. You know, if I come into that crisis situation again, what would I do in public?
What did you do?
I nearly enough cried and some man came to help me.
Oh, really?
Because I just couldn't control the situation and I was just so embarrassed, I just didn't know what to do.
What I think she might respond well to, because she likes the angels, is a more robust sticker chart. So something where for every 15 minutes of good behaviour she gets a sticker. If she gets so many stickers out of so many stickers, she knows that she'll get a treat at the end of the journey. Because she really loves that mobile and she thinks about it a lot. So we can think about how you can make those sorts of strategies something more portable that you can use in public. So tomorrow we're going to start cracking parenting in public.
Ooh, fun.
Fun.
I am dreading that, actually.
Sophie and Emma Fallon are in bed.
Sophie, can you stay there for me? You're a really good gal. I'm just going to go and check, see if the bathroom light is on, all right? Yeah? Good gal, well done. Good gal, I'm proud of you.
Next door, for 6-year-old Kira McLeod, it's time to settle down for the night.
Do you know what, Kay? What? You know when we go home, we'll be doing bedtime like this. Do you know that?
Without me telling?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Because this is what it's supposed to be like here, isn't it?
No, I want my son.
Do you not like the girly nights and the girly chats that we have?
Yeah, but I like my Tanya on.
Okay, honey?
No, mate. Yeah.
Okay, right. Good night, honey. Love you, baby.
Oh. Yeah, just look in the mirrors and sort of your hair.
I know, it's a mess, isn't it? I'm always looking a blinking mess. Good night, honey. Good girl, okay? Go to bed like a good girl. Tanya will be coming with them special fairies tomorrow. Good night.
Yes.
Good night. Love you. Right, you go to bed now. Okay. Straight to bed, good girl. No, you can't. Straight in bed, quick. We're putting the light off. Kira. Remember fairies tomorrow? Angels. Well, you know what'll happen tomorrow then, and you'll be most upset. Okay? Good girl. Show me what a big girl you are. Good girl, Kira. Oh, you are so good. I love you so much. Love you, baby.
She was almost
After
getting
observing
to her
Erin
mouth.
Scott's
Yeah.
poor intake of food
I
and
mean, you see,
liquids
this is all
throughout
good
the
stuff,
day,
but it just, I
Tanya
think what
takes
we
mum
can see with
Bridget
her just
aside
needs
to
to
discuss
happen
Erin's
and happen
progress
and happen
and how
and
to move it
happen.
on.
And then, as we've
using a
seen,
combination
she
of
learns
bottles
things really
and beakers
fast, like
to
the
increase the
biting, that
amount
was
she
in half a
drinks,
day.
and by
which is
setting a
quite
goal to
extraordinary.
help Erin's feeding.
How do you feel overall about how things are going? Are you feeling disappointed? Are you...
No, very positive. Very positive. She's made quicker progress than I thought she would make.
And where do you see that? In which areas?
Just like the biting.
Yeah.
You know.
The progress that she has made, although it seems very small, is actually quite extraordinary for her.
No, it's wonderful, yeah. No, absolutely.
She's biting
Yes.
things now, which I
Yeah.
think we should just consolidate. We've kind of got rid of that spoon and that bowl, and she's... you know, others are coming, and I think we should continue to work on that tomorrow. In terms of drinking, she's got to have the bottle. I mean, we both agree with that. Although I think to have her little sports bottle around, to encourage her to try and use it in between the bottles, I think
she'll be less stroppy about that tomorrow.
Right.
Because she won't be as tired.
Right, okay. Now, as far as food goes, do you want to keep trying slightly different porridge, just to kind of see if we can just move it outwards a little bit?
Yeah.
And I think to keep the porridge slightly stickier than it has been, so we can try and get her to tolerate swallowing something that feels a little bit lumpier.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is going to be small steps. Now, with the self-feeding, I think it would be just sort of more of the game that I played with her on the second day you were on the Monday, just seeing if she can get it to here.
Yes.
And to see if she can lick it. I mean, almost using your hand to guide her as well. If you find that she's finding it tough with you, I'll spend meal times with you tomorrow and I can do it with her as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's an attitude problem with her to do it for me, isn't it?
I think so. And I think also because this is quite overwhelming and you're tired and stressed. I mean, it's just the whole thing. So I'm happy to come and sit and do that with you.
Yeah.
So just so I'm clear, when you leave on Friday, what do you feel are your what do you want to be able to leave with?
I would like her to have put a spoon in her mouth.
Self-feeding?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's something we can really crack into tomorrow.
It's been another long and emotionally tiring day in the House of Tiny Tearaways. While the children sleep, Mike and Sue Fallon take the opportunity to record their
Day
thoughts.
4. We've had a really good day. We've had lots of fun with dogs today as a family, and we've got even more enjoyment out of that because Emma and Sophie were enjoying it too. So, fantastic day.
As far as the Emma's anxiety, I'm feeling really quite confident now about dealing with it. I sort of do suppose to think that, oh gosh, a situation's going to arise and I'm not going to know how to do it, but we'll have to face that when we come to it. But at the moment, yeah, really great.
And we're both looking forward to tomorrow.
Another challenge.
Yeah.
Tomorrow on the House of Tiny Tearaways.
Yay! Very good. Very good.